Hey guys, has your pet just had a seizure, your dog, your cat, and you're thinking, this is so stressful, I'm gonna have a seizure too. And then we wanna get to thinking, what could have started this? What has happened in the last 24 to 48 hours? Have you given your pet a FLEA medication? That can be impact the liver and also impact the nervous system. Have you tried a new diet? What have been the foods for the last 24 to 48 hours? Has the pet been exposed to more EMFs than usual? One thing you can do for seizure control is turn off the Wi-Fi at night, so at least you're reducing the EMFs down to half their normal amount. And diet is huge for seizure control. So we'll get into diet in a little bit. So before I get into epilepsy, because a lot of people use those terms synonymously, but they're not synonymous, because there's a lot of things that can cause seizures that aren't epilepsy. So let's just maybe quick talk about them. There's what we call extracranial causes and intracranial causes. Extracranial causes, those might be like a diabetic whose glucose is not right, a dog that has liver failure. These dogs can all have very severe seizures. A dog that's gotten into slug bait or other toxicities. Very, very important to rule out those extracranial causes. Very important with your seizuring dog to get blood work and to see a veterinarian for an actual diagnosis. But for then the intracranial causes, of course, there's mainly the two from a Western medicine standpoint. One is the brain tumor and two is the epilepsy. And usually those are kind of, people make a guess at those things based on age, because you would need an MRI and diagnostic tools in order to rule out or in one or the other. But what I do here at the clinic is we don't recommend any MRIs. We try to save up that money, for actual therapies. And therapies that are very, very, very good at controlling seizures. So those are acupuncture, diet, and herbs. And the epileptic part of it, we break that down into three general areas in Chinese medicine. Epilepsy, it's not just like epilepsy or idiopathic epilepsy. Did you guys know idiopathic kind of means idiot? It means we haven't figured out a cause, right? So, but in Chinese medicine, we kind of have. So we have three causes for intracranial epileptic seizures. Once we've ruled out a brain tumor, once we've ruled out the extracranial causes, then we're down to the epileptic situation. And so in Chinese medicine, that could be a blood stasis situation, trauma to the head. That could be a phlegm, wind situation. So that might be aggravated by food allergies. And also eating carbohydrates sometimes and breaking down those sugars and having those cross into the brain. And then the third intracranial epileptic sort of category is the most common one that we treat, and that's liver wind. And so those are so dialed in with herbs. I mean, the dogs do just great, especially when you can figure out if there's a food allergy behind it. If there's a food allergy behind it, and you guys have heard me talk about the things that often cause food allergies, but it's great to go to someone who does NATE or other allergy diagnostic procedures that you feel like are accurate. You need to know that when a veterinarian diagnoses food allergies, that it feels right to you, because you're the one who knows your dog, you're the one who knows your cat, So when if I diagnose chicken, egg allergies, if I diagnose beef allergies or fish allergies or grain allergies, these are the most common allergies. If I diagnose those allergies, I usually want to ask the client, hey, does this make sense from what you've seen in your pet? And so that working with a holistic vet becomes like a partnership, not just, take this pill, don't do anything else, and we'll see you later type of thing. So that's one of the things why it's one of the strengths of holistic medicine, right? We can tweak things, we can change things, we can add herbs, we can subtract herbs, we can change our acupuncture treatments or our allergy clearings. So Let's see, I guess that's everything I can think of about seizures. You know, hey, just don't give up on these guys too early. If you need Western medicine to control the seizures until you get some other things dialed in, that is just great. That's what Western medicine's for, to give us, to save our lives. I always say, Western medicine can save our lives, but if other things can be used as a preventative, chronic controlling type of situation where you can control the amount of seizures or how frequent they are, how severe they are, how long they last. If that can all be, you know, sort of controlled with acupuncture and herbs and diet, then to me that makes a lot more sense. And then you use the medications as a last ditch effort if nothing else works. And so that way you won't have as many liver problems, you won't have as many kidney problems. So anyway, that's the strengths of holistic medicine. My spoiler alert to you is that food allergies can cause seizures. It's so weird, huh? It's like what the animals eat can actually cause seizures, and this is for dogs and cats. So there's different types of seizures. There's full tonic-clonic seizures where the pet will go over on his side and they will twitch and lose consciousness. Sometimes they'll lose urine and bowel control. And these are the most serious seizures, and they can go on for several minutes and sometimes longer than that. They are something that we really want to prevent and avoid, obviously. And then there's other types of seizures. There's chewing gum seizures. There's different types of cramping type conditions and different breeds. Those are seizure-like activity. Seizure-like activity could also include some forms of vestibular disease where the animal just doesn't know his balance. And so there's a lot of different sort of ways that seizure conditions can present. But one of the big things I wanted to let you guys know is what you feed the pet, whether there's food allergies involved or not, can make a huge difference on seizure control. I always tell you, you want to do single protein rotation, so you're on one protein at a time, ideally avoiding chicken, eggs, fish, beef, and grains. But also, I don't want to do a lot of carbohydrates with seizures either. I usually want to get them on a some type of protein, meat diet with vegetables. And vegetables can make a huge difference with seizure control as well as other more elaborate herbs, but we can use vegetables to help clean and cleanse and detoxify the liver. And that will help with our seizures. So those are greens like dandelion greens, beet greens, cilantro. I want you guys to realize that if you grind those up in the food processor and mix them in with your meat and do a balanced diet, homemade diet, these can really, really help with seizure control. So I hope this helps you a lot, and you can share and let people know, and that there's a lot you can do with diet and with holistic medicine in general. We use a lot of acupuncture for our epileptics with a lot of good success, and I'll include some of those cases in with this video. Thanks so much, guys. So, you know, this is a dog that's had epilepsy. He at one point was seizuring every day.
Multiple times, up to 5 times a day.
He's had neurologists, he's had MRIs. He at one point was on 4 different medications for his nervous system to calm the seizures. Okay, but they don't always live that long either. I mean, he's gone now 5.5 years. I want you guys to comment and share, and also tell us what's going on with your pet. Thanks so much.